Navigating the intricate dance of romantic communication can sometimes feel like tiptoeing through a minefield of misunderstood signals. From subtle glances to flirtatious touches, what may seem crystal clear to one person can often be entirely lost on another. In this exploration, we delve into the fascinating world of misinterpreted cues, shedding light on the disconnect between what we think we're expressing and what the other person actually perceives. Join us on this journey through the complexities of human interaction, where the subtle nuances of flirtation and communication collide, leaving both parties wondering, did they get the message? 1. Looking at us, then looking away. The act of briefly observing someone before diverting your gaze can convey varying messages depending on the perspective. From your side, it may suggest a subtle hint of interest or intrigue, a coy attempt to signal attraction without being too overt. However, from his perspective, it might be perceived differently. He might interpret it as scrutiny, a critical examination that makes him feel uncomfortable or self-conscious. Alternatively, he might perceive it as disinterest, a nonverbal cue signaling that you're not interested in engaging further. This misunderstanding often leads men to withdraw, assuming that the fleeting glances are indicative of disinterest or even disdain. Consequently, they may give a cold shoulder to women who are genuinely interested in them, oblivious to the possibility of missed connections. Thus, what seems like a coy gesture from your end could inadvertently result in missed opportunities and misunderstandings, highlighting the complexities of nonverbal communication and the importance of clarity in expressing romantic interest. 2. Verbal innuendo. When you sprinkle your conversation with suggestive words, you might think you're subtly initiating romantic flirtation or conveying your message effectively. However, from his perspective, these words might seem odd or out of place. Men often miss verbal innuendo from women because the cues we pick up on are different. We're wired to look for overt signals, and subtle hints can easily fly over our heads. For innuendo to work, it needs to be fairly explicit. Otherwise, it risks being misunderstood or overlooked entirely. 3. Acting tired. When you express fatigue, you might believe you're subtly signaling a desire to leave a party without causing offense to those around you. However, from his perspective, it might simply translate to wanting to rest while he continues enjoying himself. Men often interpret tired as manageable and may not grasp the underlying message of wanting to leave unless explicitly stated. We tend to be quite literal, so unless you directly communicate your desire to depart, we might not catch on. 4. Various breakup lingo. While you may believe that using polite breakup lingo spares the guy the indignity of a direct dumping, from his perspective, it could signal continued interest. When ending a relationship, clarity is crucial. Expressing intentions like taking a break or rethinking things can give false hope and prolong the process. Men often interpret such language as ambiguity, clinging to the possibility of reconciliation. Avoid unintentionally misleading him. It's better to be forthright about your decision, even if it means delivering unpleasant news. 5. Flirting touches. When you engage in subtle physical touches like casually brushing lint off his shirt or lightly placing a hand on his shoulder during conversation, you're likely intending to signal flirtation. Yet men often miss these cues initially. We're not as finely tuned to subtlety as one might expect. It may take repeated instances for him to recognize your advances. Persistence and consistency in your actions will ultimately help him grasp your intentions over time. So while the first few attempts might seem to go unnoticed, staying the course can eventually lead to understanding on his part.